Okay, we're in.
So yeah, I
Oh,
think we're
3 minutes
going.
late. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Thank y'all for joining us this afternoon, and welcome to our second day of Survivors Week 2021. I'm Lindy Milligan, the Survivorship Coordinator for Cancer Services. On behalf of Cancer Services, Novant Health, Derek L. Davis Cancer Institute, and Wake Forest Baptist Comprehensive Cancer Center, I want to welcome you. We have a fun week planned for you. We had a great session yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to see it live, it is on our YouTube channel. And it was some really good informative information on sleep and stress and how to increase sleep and reduce stress. So I encourage you all to take a look at that. Before we get started, I do want to remind survivors to get their little certificate out of their goodie bag if they've picked that up, and fill out the sheet. Directions are on the back, and then you can submit your picture holding your certificate, and we will have that as part of our slideshow on Saturday. If you have not picked up a survivor gift, you can go to our website at cancerservicesonline.org/Survivors Week, and there will be the document that you can download and print yourself. So now let me introduce you to Angela Gallagher. You may know her if you have met with her individually or if you have participated in any of her free yoga for cancer patient classes. Angela has over 30 years of experience with yoga. I know she started when she was 3, and she's been practicing ever since, and she has practiced in the United States, in London, in Australia, and in India. She holds free chair yoga classes for cancer patients on Wednesdays at 9 in the morning and at 5 in the evening, and encourage you to participate in those if you've never done that. Angela also is a certified postural alignment therapist. This is particularly effective for relieving chronic pain, back pain, hips, shoulders, necks, etc. And it also can help eliminate carpal tunnel and plantar fasciitis. She's helped many people eliminate chronic pain over the years, and she really enjoys what she does. So today she's going to take us through a yoga practice focusing on stress reduction, breathing, and relaxation. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can put them in the chat box, and if we have time at the end, we'll go over your questions. Angela, take it away.
Can I just say, I can't see anyone. Am I supposed to see people?
No,
I'm not supposed to. Okay. Well, thank you. I think it says there are 17 participants.
Yep.
So I don't see or hear anyone. Right. Well, hello, I'm Angela. Thank you so much, Lindy. And thank you for being patient. I had some issues logging on through our Zoom here at the hospital. I'm at the integrative medicine department. So the one-on-ones that Lindy was talking about, I do at the integrative medicine department. And my thing is, a lot of people want to do yoga, but sometimes yoga can aggravate if you're in pain or if you're having anything from surgeries or treatment, maybe tightness or pulling, just different things. We get you back in alignment, kind of shift you out of the pain while merging in the different techniques for stress relief and really getting us breathing fully, which I'm going to show you today, and really getting ourselves oxygenated, which keeps our mind clear and gives you energy. And, hello, Teresa. And so going to be looking at that, but just want to throw in there really quickly about our integrative medicine department. It's really booming. We're doing great things. We're over here on Kimmel Park. And some of the things I don't think a lot of people realize that we offer this, and usually it is covered by insurance, is we have a wonderful pharmacist. She is in Charlotte, but you can Zoom with her, and she will look at your medications, your treatments. She will look at anything supplement-wise you're taking. She will balance everything and make suggestions, put in, pull out. So a lot of people in my classes have been really helped by that, because sometimes we're just prescribed so many different things, and then we hear so much about all these other supplemental treatments that we can take and it gets a little confusing. So no, our integrative medicine department does offer that, as well as acupuncture, which can be as low as $45 a session. Specific massage, our massage therapist is soon going to be starting lymphatic massage. And our doctors and PAs usually are covered by insurance. So lots of good stuff here. And I'm here at Integrative Medicine, and this is my little room. Okay, so what I want to do is first look at, I am sitting on the ground right now. Just when we do some breathing, I want to be able to be closer to the camera. But first, let me come back to my chair. Oh, hey, Michelle. And so if where you're sitting, so imagine everyone's probably sitting in their chair, and know you can do a lot of great things from a chair. And in my chair yoga classes, toward the end, we do come up to standing, but I always make sure I show people how to modify it if they do not want to come out the chair. I do have a lot of people in my class, a lot of the patients who are now bringing in their elderly parents to do the Zoom class with them. So sometimes I have people in their 90s who aren't getting up very well. So I always make sure I show you things to do if you don't want to get out of the chair. But let's look in it sitting in the chair before we start. So notice, don't move. I can't see you, but don't move. Notice how you're sitting in the chair. A lot of people are probably sitting like this. Now, what I would like you to do, and pay attention to how you do this, is I would like you to come from just how you normally sit and come to sitting with your back not being held up by the chair. So everyone come to the edge of the chair. I wish I could see you. I'm sorry I can't. Okay, now come back to sitting and do that one more time. Notice how you come up to sitting. Okay, I can't see you, but what I bet a bunch of you did when you wanted to come up to sitting is you did several things. You scooted like this, or you used your arms. Or let me turn sideways so you can see. So let's see. So most people probably scooted like this, or used their arms, or you did this and came to sit. What do we want to look at? I want you to start engaging the muscles of your spine. So if you think about it, most people are not. I am trained as a postural alignment therapist by Peter Egoscue, the Egoscue system. And what Peter Egoscue always says is Americans see movement as an inconvenience. And we don't move like we need to move. And now I was just reading in Arthritis Today, there's a new term, which is now called, which is new to me, is now called mobility disability. We are moving so little that people are becoming disabled. And we're not using our body in a functional way. So what I want you to look at, most people are sitting, and then they decide on the weekend, I'm going to go walk, or I'm going to go rake leaves, and their back hurts or between their shoulder blades. And they'll come back to me and they'll say, well, raking or walking hurt my back. And it's like, no. What hurt your back was asking your muscles to now engage when you're sitting like this and not engaging them all day. So I'd like us to sit onto the edge of our seat, but I want you to look at how you did it. So if you're sitting back, the proper way for your body to function to come up to sitting is this. Can y'all see on the camera what my hips are doing? My hips are going from flexion into extension. To come up sitting straight, these are the muscles that you use. Most people have lost a lot of flexibility, strength, and mobility in their pelvis and hips. So this is the motion, not this. And not using your arms and shoulders. Then people's arms start to hurt and shoulders, and they wonder why. It's because you're distributing the weight on the wrong part of the body. You're overcompensating in arms and shoulders for what your pelvis should be doing. Okay, so just wanted to be aware of that. So pull your pelvis forward, and then from here, go ahead and use the strength of your legs to come up sitting tall. If you're in a chair that throws you back, most chairs tip back. You can take a blanket. I always have these in my class when we were in person, and you can wedge it right under your sitting bones. That is so comfortable. And see how I have my lumbar curve and my spine stays nice and straight. Okay, so why do I want your spine nice and straight? I want your spine nice and straight so your lungs can now work optimally. We want to get you into full breathing. So if you're getting all the oxygen in your body that you need, your mind will be clear, you will have energy, you will be relaxed, you will be less stressed. So let's look at proper breathing now from a proper sitting position. Everything's lying. Most people are sitting like this, lungs are shortened. They're not using all their lungs. So I've pulled you up nice and straight. Now we're going to come into our breathing. Okay, faces relaxed, shoulders relaxed. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to just inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Just normal breath. I want you changing or forcing your breath. Just inhale, but I do want you to breathe through your nose. That might be a change for some people, but inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Now with your eyes still closed, take your hand and place your palm flat on your belly button. And then just keep breathing. Not forcing or changing your breath. Now with your next inhalation, inhale, what is your belly doing under your hand? Without forcing or changing your breath. Inhale again, what's your belly doing? Is your belly pulling back? Is it lifting up? Is it pressing out? Do you notice your belly may not be moving much at all and you're moving more in your chest? Now again, I can't see you. Normally I'd be scanning the screen, figuring out how everyone was breathing. But I can tell you from my one-on-ones and from, actually I've been doing yoga for 35 years this year, and I've been teaching since 1997, so 24 years. So I can tell you over, that's almost a quarter of a century. So over the last almost quarter of a century, more people are breathing backwards or shallow than are not. So what is backwards breathing? What's shallow breathing? Well, that's not how we're born to breathe. So how are we born to breathe? You're born to breathe. We'll go ahead and open your eyes. You're born to breathe that when you inhale, your lungs fill from the bottom up. As they fill from the bottom up, the diaphragm drops and the belly comes out. Then when you exhale, your lungs empty from the top to the bottom. As they start to empty, your belly button pulls back towards your spine and your diaphragm rises up. So with each breath, this nice strong muscle of your diaphragm is coming down, massaging the organs below, and then as you exhale, it comes up, massaging the organs above it. And that's really important. A lot of people don't point that out. The reason you want to breathe fully, one of the reasons, there's many, we're going to go through them, is it massages your organs. It tones your organs. So it's an important, you want to sit up straight and you want this massage for the diaphragm. Now with a full breath, your ribs will expand, your lungs will expand from the bottom as you inhale. You have sensors on the bottom of your lungs, and those sensors are for your parasympathetic nervous system. And your parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and digest system. Don't you love that? I just love to say that, rest and digest. That's where we're supposed to be. 99% of the time is we're supposed to be getting in enough oxygen for these sensors to support, to start to produce the hormones for rest and digest. That's where we're supposed to be at. I might get down a bumper sticker. Excuse me, I'm resting and digesting. I might just do that. So rest and digest. So what happens is most people are sitting like this. They're inhaling and pulling their belly in, or they're not moving their belly at all. They're just breathing up here at the top of their chest. They're not using the bottom part of their lungs at all. They just have stale air in the bottom of their lungs. And oxygen is only coming in and basically hitting the sensors at the top of their lungs, which is fight, flight, freeze. Right? So you know that if something startles you, you breathe up here. Well, fight, flight, freeze is not where we're supposed to be all day. We're supposed to be in rest and digest. But everyone's breathing up here, so everyone's producing all these stress hormones. So what do? You get stressed and you ball up more, and then your organs don't get to work. And so it's just a cascade that we don't want to fall into. So sitting up nice and tall, we are going to come back to full breathing. Now, remember, if you have stale air in the bottom of your lungs, if you're breathing short or you're breathing backwards, your body is trying to suck its oxygen quota through the stale air. Your most oxygen absorption happens at the base of your lungs. So we want air down here. So how do you do that? You do that by exhaling almost double the time you inhale. You're still the same volume of air, but you're pulling it out longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a breathing exercise that you're going to inhale fully, then you're going to exhale almost double the time of your inhalation. And that's going to start to flood your body with that rejuvenating oxygen. Again, that oxygen that will give you energy. It's so funny, my one-on-ones just last week, I had 2 different people. And I was trying to teach this to one woman, and she did have one of those inversion tables. And I was trying to get her to use the bottom of her lungs. And she said, and she was a cancer patient, and she said, I haven't used my inversion table since my diagnosis. Maybe I should use the inversion table so I can activate the bottom of my lungs. And I went, okay, let's not do that. Let's just sit right here like this, right ways up, and just breathe correctly. Like, you don't really need to invert to do this. And then the man the next day said a friend of his father's went somewhere in Raleigh, and they extracted his blood, oxygenated, shot it back into him, and he had all this energy. And it cost a lot of money. And he was thinking about doing that. And I said, or not, we could just teach you to breathe with every breath and oxygenate your blood. So you can have that feeling of full lung movement and that clearness and energy that you get from oxygen just by coming back to breathing. Now, what this breathing also does is I teach it as a beginner way for meditation. So you have to learn to concentrate before you can learn to meditate. And how do you learn to concentrate to go into meditation? You bring your mind to one neutral place, neutral thought. Not empty your mind of thoughts, not thinking nothing. We're born to think, you're going to think, but you want to guide your thoughts to something that's neutral. So what's neutral? Neutral is not the worst thought you ever thought, and it's not the best thought you ever thought. It's neutral. So if you can bring your mind and keep it on one neutral thing, your mind will quieten. And when it quietens, it stops worrying. And when you stop worrying, you stop feeling sick between have you ever noticed you feel all your stress at your heart, your throat, or your belly button? You feel choked up, your heart feels heavy, you feel like someone punched in your gut. These are your emotional centers. So if you're ever feeling tight, heavy, or sick in these spots, you're worrying, and you're thinking thoughts that upset you. And so we want you to quieten those thoughts when you not quieten them, but when you just let them go by coming to a neutral place, you start to feel better. And you lift the stress up, you lift the emotional stress, the physical stress. Then from that place of a nice neutral, quietened mind, you can turn your attention to feeling a little better. And that practice in yoga is called Pratipaksha Bhavana. That's another great word. Pratipaksha Bhavana, focus on the opposite with love. But if you're really upset over here and someone said, hey, think a happy thought, you would just push them over. Because really, when I'm upset and someone says smile, I don't know what I would do. Wouldn't be a pretty yoga teacher, that'd be sure. That's not how nice yoga teachers act. But it is, when you're really upset, it's too big of a leap to jump to a happy thought. So what do? You quieten your mind with something neutral. Counting is neutral. So this breathing, now we're going to do it, is going to bring you back to full breathing. It's going to start you on your practice of meditation, and it's going to quieten your mind and release stress. I have several women who use this when they get in bed at night and they've stopped having nightmares. They don't really have nightmares. People use this when they're driving, anytime they're upset, because you can slow your breath down and start counting your breath in a group of 1,000 people. No one knows. So you always have a way to come back to feeling better. Okay, so now sitting up nice and straight. So what is this magic breathing? So simple. When you inhale, you're silently going to count in your mind, just thinking 1, 2, 3. Then there'll be a little pause in the breath. And then when you exhale, your belly button will pull back and you'll silently count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now your lungs are really empty. Then there's a little pause in the breath. You don't inhale or exhale just for a second. Then you inhale again, lungs expand, belly comes out. 1, 2, 3. Pause again, just a gentle pause. Exhale, belly button back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pause. Those pauses create a gentle cycle of breath. I'm going to lead you through the first minute. You can continue on your own for the next 2 minutes. It'll be 3 minutes altogether. If your mind begins to wander, that's okay. In the beginning, your mind will run away about every 3 to 5 seconds. That's all right. When you realize you're caught in a thought, worry, to-do list, let it go. Start again, inhaling at 1. Okay, here we go. Sitting up nice and straight. Feel your lungs, love your lungs. Okay, we're going to start with an exhalation. Exhale through the nose, pull your belly button back. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Now inhale and counting 1, 2, 3, little pause. Exhale, belly button back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Inhale, belly out. 1, 2, 3, little pause. Exhale, belly button back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Inhale, belly out. 1, 2, 3. Feel the lungs expand. Exhale, belly button back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Inhale, belly out. 3, little pause. Exhale, belly button back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Inhale, belly out. Pause. Exhale, belly button back. And pause. Continue on your own. 2 more minutes. Another breath. It's 3 minutes altogether. So before you open your eyes, just notice if you feel your mind feels quiet, you feel relieved. So go open your eyes. That's how you start meditation. Meditation does not have to take long. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to get a nap. You can do it yourself. You just sit quietly and you count your breath and do it for 3 minutes. So that's what I teach people. In the morning, if you can, sit up or go sit somewhere comfortably and for 3 minutes do that breathing. Okay. What you'll find is that your day flows better around you because you started yourself in a place of feeling good and focused. And you'll find that your day just answers that. Most people wake up, put their feet on the floor, go into their day and kind of hope their day goes okay. But if you start your day with 3 minutes, people will tell me, they're like, I'm driving in the same amount of traffic. I was so stressed before when I would get to work, so traffic. And they're like, I do this breathing, I'm still in the same amount of traffic, but that bother me. That's how it changes. And you'll notice it 3 minutes. And you really don't need to sit more than 15 minutes a day, but just start with 3. And in time, a short amount of time, it'll be so nice. It'll be 5 minutes and 7 minutes and then 10 and maybe 15. But you don't need to sit more than 15 minutes a day. Okay, so now what I would like to go into and to show you from our breathing is I want to show you some movement. So in yoga, I'm Shivananda trained. And the Shivananda centers, when they brought yoga over to the West in the 1950s, took the 5,000-year-old teachings and they put it into 5 points. so Westerners could understand the lifestyle of yoga. So there's it's called the hand of yoga. So what are those points? There's proper breathing, which is actually specific breathing exercises, but if you join my classes, I will teach them to you. So there's specific breathing exercise, but breathing, the most important thing. There's positive thinking meditation, which we just learned, using that same breathing to learn to meditate and bring your mind and Paripaksha Bhavana to a nice, focused, positive place. There's proper diet. Well, we have wonderful Julie right here teaching you. So what is yoga diet? Yoga is eating back to its natural state and healthiest food that you can get. Not a bunch of processed, colored, packaged, microwave food. And boy, if y'all haven't signed up for Julie's emails, they are beautiful and really well done. And just, I've learned so much from her emails. I may have never opened that, what's that pot, the Instapot, if it wasn't for Julie's guidance. I may have kept that in the box. So proper diet, proper relaxation, which we're going to do at the end. I'm going to show you how to do a nice long relaxation, and proper exercise or movement. Now, remember, yoga is anaerobic. It is not aerobic. So the modern style yoga that you see a lot of, it's like a gymnast or dance competition, and people are sweating and going fast. That's really using yoga poses as an aerobic exercise, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you love it and you do it, that's great. But do know that style of yoga has less than 100 years of tradition to it. So the yoga that I'm teaching has a 5,000-year tradition. And in that 5,000-year tradition, we don't want you sweating, huffing and puffing, and yoga should never, ever hurt. So, but we want you to, and I'll teach this in my classes, not only are we looking at how it works your joints and your tissues and your muscles, I'm always talking about how it works your organs and your glands and balancing your hormones. So that's really what these poses should do. So I want to show you some sun salutations 2 different ways. Then if we have time, I would like to show you just one way to align your shoulders, because so many people have rounded shoulders, or from surgery or treatment, they're having shoulder issues. I want to show you 2 easy exercises to do to take the pain out of your shoulders. And if we have time, I want to show you some strengtheners for your legs. But let's start with the sun salutations. So sun salutations are a series of motions in yoga that go with the inhalation and the exhalation of breath. We do them in the morning when the sun comes up to prepare you for your day. So not only are we lengthening, extending the spine and flexing the spine, we're also lengthening, bringing that oxygenated blood into our organs, our tissues, our glands. We lengthen and bring it in, we exhale, we massage. There's a lot of good stuff going on in sun salutations. Now, usually they're done standing. I modified them to a chair. I have this on a handout. If you let Lindy or Julie know, I'll send you the handouts. So your feet are a little more hip width apart. Now, if you have any metastasis from your cancer, you do not, especially if you have any in your pelvis, you don't want to do deep forward bends like this. So you can just come to here. That's still a good stretch in your back. Or if you have a block or something, you can bring your hands down here. But a lot of times, sometimes when people have any metastasis, they'll tell me they want to do the yoga. They've gone to yoga classes and they've come to me because they're like, I love the yoga, but it aggravates it later. So we don't want to aggravate. Yoga should never hurt. Okay. So now so feet are straight ahead. So you're going to inhale, exhale, your palms come together. Then inhale, lengthen up. So not just raising your hands, but lift up to your shoulder girdle. Now you may just go to here, that's okay. But lift to wherever you can. You can get a little arch in your back. Then exhale, extend your hands forward, hinging at your hip here in your forward bend. Again, here, or maybe on a block, or if you can, towards your feet. Now use your breath to lift your body. Inhale your torso up. Your hands come under your left knee, your spine is tall. So every time you inhale, your lungs are expanded. Exhale, sit tall. Inhale, we do a back bend here. So you're going to press your forearms onto the tops of your thighs. That gives you something to lift your spine up against. Roll your shoulders back, pull your shoulder blades down your back, lift your chest and chin. This is your back bend, your cobra. Exhale, round, take it the other way. Tuck, this is like a downward dog in the chair. So tucking your chin, tucking around your back, really lengthening your vertebrae. Good. Then inhale, come up, lift up your opposite knee, your right knee. Exhale, foot down, flow forward to that forward bend here, here, or here. Then use your breath. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale back to sitting. That's called one round. Well, actually, we went around the sheet one time. Okay, we're going to do 2 more of those. So inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Exhale, extend forward, forward bend. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, sit tall. Inhale, cobra. Roll the shoulders back, lift your chest and chin. Exhale, round, tuck your chin. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, use your breath, not your muscles. Your breath moves your body. Your breath brings energy in. Exhale, come back down. So your breath brings energy into your body. That's the energy that moves your muscles. That's how your breath moves your muscles. One more time. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Exhale, forward bend. And notice how much closer you are to your feet already. Inhale, lift up your left leg. Exhale, sit tall. Inhale, cobra. Lift your chest and chin, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round. And my back just popped, it was nice. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen up and back. And back. Okay. Now, how does your body feel? Do you feel how you worked, lengthened your spine, your organs, your hips? You really worked into your whole body, just sitting in a chair. Oh, and I meant to say, I'm so sorry. If anyone, I'm sorry, I can't see people. If you have problem lifting your knee up for this, you can just rock up on the top of your toe. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Okay, now we're going to do a sun salutation. I modified it to the next level of standing facing our chair. So if you do not want to stand up, just repeat every time. When we lift up, you're going to lift up. When we go forward, you're going to go forward. When we step back in a lunge, you're going to lift up your knee. So it's the same thing we just did, but we're going to do the same order, but just different facing the chair. So if you're okay standing up, stand or face your chair. So here's my second version of sun salutations. And the reason I had to come up with this second version is when I started teaching the chair yoga here at the hospital about 13, 14 years ago, everyone just got so mobile and strong that it was too easy to do it sitting in a chair. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this now. And then from here, people started coming to my traditional classes. And so we just kind of worked from there. Okay, so standing facing your chair. We're gonna do one round. That's one, I have a handout for this too, so let Lindy know if you want it. So you inhale, exhale, palms together, so it follows that same formula. Inhale, lengthen up. If you can, lift up from your shoulder girdles, then through your fingers. Doesn't matter how high you go. Exhale, forward bend. Now your hands can come on the chair or they can come towards your feet. Again, you don't want to do deep bends. Two. Then from here, you're going to bring your hands back to the chair, step back with the right leg to your left lunge. If you're sitting in the chair, you're lifting up your left knee. Exhale, come up, just flat back. Here's your cobra back bend. Inhale, lengthen up. Relax between your shoulder blades, relax in your lower back. Exhale, round, just like we did in the chair. Lift up your spine. Inhale, come back to a flat back, step back with your left leg. You're now in a right lunge. If you're sitting in the chair, you're lifting up your right knee. Exhale, step up, forward bend to here, or you can reach for the floor. Use your breath to inhale, lift up. Exhale, standing. That's one round. Let's do another one. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, stretch up. You might just be stretching to here. Wherever's good is good. Exhale, forward bend. And just come to here. Make sure your feet are straight ahead. Look at them. They're not turned out. Or your heads might be on the floor. Then bring your hands back to the chair. Step back with your right leg, your left lunge. Press that right heel down. Feel that great stretch in your right calf. Exhale, just come to a straight back. Inhale, lengthen up to your cobra. Exhale, round, tuck your chin. Inhale, flat back, step back with your left leg. You're the opposite lunge. Inhale. Exhale, step up, forward bend. Hands on the chair or reach for the floor. If you're reaching for the floor, notice how much closer your hands are, just in finishing up the second round. Inhale, use your breath to lift up. Exhale, stand. Okay, let's do one more round. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale up. Exhale, forward bend. Hands on the chair. If they're not already there, step back with your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, step up flat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step back with your left leg. Right lunge. Press that left heel down. Exhale, forward bend. Be on the chair toward the floor. Now notice how really close your hands are to the floor if you're reaching all the way. Use your breath. Inhale, stretch up. And come back. Good. Excellent. How does that feel? Feet straight ahead. So that's your second version of sun salutations. So what I try to teach people is I say for your morning practice, you can wake up for 3 minutes, sit somewhere and do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, that breath that we learned, and then do 3 to 6 rounds of sun salutations, either sitting in the chair or facing it. Change your entire day. Okay, so I think I have time to show you the shoulder alignment. I really want to get that in because so many people come to me for shoulder pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the full function back into your shoulders. The ball and socket, your shoulder is a ball and socket. It's supposed to go this way. It's supposed to go this way. Most people do not do this anymore. They don't reach back. They don't have this function in their shoulders anymore. So we're going to bring that back. Our shoulder blades, our shoulders also hinge. They're hinge, our shoulder blades, abduct and abduct. But most people are like this. Their hands are in front of them like this, and their shoulders are stretched out, their heads forward, and they look like this, and it just hurts to raise their arm up. If we bring you back in alignment and get the ball and function, the ball and socket function going and the hinging, your shoulder's going to feel better. So I want you to do something with your hands that's called a golfer grip. So I want you to bring your hands. I don't play golf. For those of you who play golf, this is how you hold a golf club, maybe. So you're doing this, you're bending at that middle knuckle, not the bottom knuckle, the middle knuckle where you can see your palm. This affects the alignment of the muscles in your shoulders, so it's important. So what we're going to do is with this golfer grip, bring your arms up. Now, if you do this in front of a mirror, what I say all the time is people can't raise their arms up. They're crooked. They use their thoracic back instead of their shoulders. So see if you can do this with your arms straight out, thumbs pointing forward, palms down. With your thumbs forward, do 20 circles. 4. Now, if you can't, you can start with small circles. If you cannot raise your arm up, some people come to me and they cannot do this at all. If you cannot do this at all, I just want you rolling your shoulders forward 20 times like this without raising your arms up. Okay, so just do these if you can't do this. We must be getting to about 20. Now notice as we get close to 20, did you end up doing this and start doing it from your thoracic back? Did you overcompensate because your shoulder can't do 20? Okay, bring it down. If you can't do 20 or 20 is uncomfortable, start with 5. Now we want the ball and socket function going back. Golfer grip. All right, so do your golfer grip. Palms up toward the ceiling, thumbs back. Why do I say all the time? People do not have this rotation in the shoulder. Their palm won't even rotate all the way back. It won't go. So just go to where you can. If this is uncomfortable, then I want you just to do shoulder rolls 20 times back. Okay. If you can, here, 20 times. 1. Breathe. Feet are straight ahead, not turned out. Okay, that might be all you want to do. If you find you're starting to do it like this, then go ahead and stop. 19, 20 maybe? I have to look at these questions. Lots of questions are popping up. Okay, give them a shake. How does that feel? Feel the blood flowing to your joints? Now your shoulders are a hinge. Golfer grip again. Put your hands here 10 times, put your elbows back, and then bring them in. See if you can touch them in front of you. It's okay if you can't. Just go to where you can. Don't strain. Don't do this when people can't, when they don't have this hinge function anymore, but it'll come back. It's just been misplaced. They do this, again, using their back instead of their shoulders. So you just want to do it in front of the mirror. Some people elbows can touch, but they're uneven because one shoulder's elevated. So we're just going to do 10 of these. We must be getting up to about 9 and 10. Okay, we'll give them one shake. Okay, good. Then we're going to come down to relaxation. I'll show you one last thing. This is so important. So when we were coming to sitting in the beginning, how many of you did this? Or how many of you, when you go from sitting to standing, I want to try that. Come to sitting. Now everyone from sitting, come to standing. So how many of you came to standing by pushing off your arms or your legs? We want strong glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings. How do you get those? 10 chair squats. If you do not want to come to standing, what I want you to do is to sit here and squeeze your buttocks together and release them. Every time we do a squat, you're going to squeeze and release. That's going to start strengthening your glutes. But if you can come to standing, we're going to do chair squats. I'm going to turn sideways, you can see. What is a chair squat? A chair squat is where you think you're going to sit down, but you don't get to. All right, so it's not this. You don't sit down like this. Sitting bones reach you back to find a chair and come back up. It is better to have good form and do small ones than have bad forms and do big ones. Feet straight ahead, hip width apart. We'll do 10 chair squats. Press back and up. Inhale, back and up, back, up, back. Now you may only be able to do 3 or 4. That's okay. You're only going to get stronger. That's it. You're only going to get stronger. 9, maybe I don't count well. And how you started work. So we don't want to use our overcompensate with our arms to stand up. We want to use this. We don't have to hold onto a chair to get up. Now, once you can do 10 of these, get nice deep ones easy, then the next one is you do 10 from sitting to standing. Make sure your chair's not going to slide. When you do this, your knees are dropping in like that. Feet are straight ahead, knees over your ankles. You don't have to do this, but just so you know, as you build strength, this is how we add on in class. If you are doing these with me, one more. It's a workout, isn't it? It's all for a chair. All right, now we're going to relax. Relaxation. Swami Shivananda, I'm Shivananda trained, used to say relaxation is the hardest pose in yoga. Can't get people to relax. So what do we do for relaxation? We do progressive muscle relaxation. That's what they call it in the medical community. We just called it proper relaxation in yoga. So I do this in the hospital. I do this for inpatients, and I do it for people before and after surgery. And they've done studies and found that people who do this for themselves, people who, it was actually a study with people with lower back pain, who did this for themselves every day for 8 weeks, 82% reduction in their perception of pain. Why? Because what we're going to do in progressive muscle relaxation is I'm going to actively ask you progressively to tense your body and release it. Just let your feet release, your hands release, your shoulders release, your face release. And what that does, it gives your body, your muscles, this comparison of being tense and not feeling well to being relaxed and feeling better. Then I'm going to verbally tell your body it's relaxed. I'm going to say, feet and legs are now relaxed. As I say it out loud, you silently, mentally repeat it to yourself, and you imagine those parts of your body melting away. And then once I finish at the top of your head, we're just going to lay in silence for a minute or two. Normally, if you were in my class, it'd be 5 minutes or longer, but we don't have so much time here. Just for a minute or two and get you that sense of relaxing. So if you're in pain, if you don't feel well, if you can't go to sleep, you can do this. You cannot do it wrong. You just start tensing at your feet and just work your way up to the top of your head. Then bring your awareness back to your feet and just start to tell your body it's relaxed. You do not have to do it exactly like I do it. You can't do it wrong. Okay, so what's a good relaxation? If you don't want to get on the floor, you can lean back in your chair. Some people in class flip the recliner and just see their feet come up. If you can get on the floor and get up happily off the floor, one of the best things that you can do is static back. This aligns your spine, releases your hip, and releases lower back pain. If you can do this and get up okay, you would come and lie with your legs up on a chair, the ottoman, the couch. This feels so good. And it realigns your spine in a horizontally loaded position and releases your hips. And this is a wonderful way. If your shoulders are really rolled forward, then your head would be doing this. So then you would want to put maybe something behind your head like this. Now, if not, just stay in your chair. To come out of this, if you're worried about getting up, what people do is they'll roll over on their side. They'll do this and then use the chair. But I can tell you over many years of teaching, many people go from doing that to no longer having to do that anymore. They can just come up to sitting after a bit of time. Okay, so go ahead and lie down, get comfy. Okay. Okay, get nice and comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a nice breath through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And another breath. Inhaling. Exhale it out a long sigh. Helps you release tension. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale a long sigh. Now we'll gently tighten and release your body. Bring your awareness to your feet and flex your feet. Point your toes and then release. Just let them go. Take both hands, lift them up just an inch and make tight fists. Spread your fingers. Exhale, relax. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears in a shrug. Relax. Press your shoulders down to your hips, away from your ears. And tint your face. Pull everything towards your nose. Squint your eyes, tighten your lips. Release. Stretch your face. Open your mouth. Big yawn. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Take another breath. Inhale. As you exhale, notice the relaxed feeling in your body as your muscles have released tension. Now silently, mentally repeat to yourself, my feet and my legs are now relaxed. And imagine these parts of your body just melting away. My feet and my legs are now relaxed. My hips and my pelvis are now relaxed. My hips and my pelvis are now relaxed. My abdomen and stomach are now relaxed. My abdomen and stomach are now relaxed. My heart and my lungs are now relaxed. My heart and my lungs are now relaxed. My back and my spine are now relaxed. My back and my spine are now relaxed. My hands and my arms are now relaxed. My hands and my arms are now relaxed. My shoulders and my neck are now relaxed. My shoulders and my neck are now relaxed. My face and my jaw are now relaxed. My face and my jaw are now relaxed. My sinuses and my eyes are now relaxed. My sinuses and my eyes are now relaxed. My forehead and my brain are now relaxed. My forehead and my brain are now relaxed. All my body and my mind are now completely and totally relaxed. All of my body and my mind are now completely and totally relaxed. Inhale, slowly exhale. Gently bring your awareness back to your body in the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And stretch your arms overhead. Give your body a long stretch. Inhaling, stretch hands from your feet. And gently come up to easy sitting. Open your eyes if you're sitting in the chair. So normally you would lie in silence. We did barely 2 minutes, not 90 seconds. Normally it'd be about at least 5 minutes. And you can really fall in a great relaxed state. You can, if you do it when you get in bed, or if you just feel stress, overwhelmed, or discomfort or pain, usually you'll fall asleep. And I'll tell you, with the inpatients at the hospital, I counted up how many people attend my classes. In inpatients, I easily see 80 or more inpatients a month. And it was like coming up to like a couple thousand a year. And what I found with the inpatient part is now I just tell them, if you don't open your eyes, because so many of them fall asleep, I'm just going to tiptoe out of the room. And doctors will send me in because it's a good way in between pain medication. Someone's had surgery, but it's not time for pain medication. I can go put them to sleep. So that's a great way to put you to sleep. And it's called progressive muscle relaxation. And I do have all these on a handout, Lindy. So I have the sitting chair sun salutation. I have the standing chair sun salutation. I have the breathing. I have the squats. I have the shoulders. I got it all. Anything I talked about today, I got it on a handout. So
just send it to me. Send it to me, and I will put it on our Survivor Week webpage so people can go there and get a copy of it.
Okay. And did there's 2 other breathing exercises on that handout. Let me show you one really quick. It takes 15 seconds.
Okay.
Called this the 15-second soother. This is how to feel better in 15 seconds. You go into an appointment, you're coming out, too much is going on, the grocery store is overwhelming, whatever it is, this is how you feel better. Inhale, pull your shoulders up to your ears in a shrug. As you exhale, press your shoulders to your hips with a big sigh. Got 2 more times. And 1 more. That feel better? Just feel better in 15 seconds. And then there's another way to feel better in 30 to 60 seconds on that handout. It's self-explanatory. Or you can join my class and I'll tell you. And I can send the Zoom links to you, Lindy. The classes are at 9 a.m. every Wednesday and 5 p.m. every Wednesday. You do not have to pre-register. You just show up when you can. Sometimes there's 30 people in class and sometimes there's 10 people in class. I never know. But it's just whenever you can. And if you are in treatment, we do ask, email me, you can send my email, and we do ask that you're that we get the okay from your doctor or nurse navigator to participate in the class if you're in active treatment right now. And they're totally free, sponsored by Novant Health, and it's for you and your caregivers. So people who are supporting you, they need relaxation too. So Novant makes sure that everyone's included. So whoever you want to give the link to, you can. It's perfectly okay. And we might be doing them back here at Kimmel Park. Again, integrative medicine is on Kimmel Park. If you want to call for any of those services like the pharmacist or yoga or anything, I don't know if you have, well, you can give it to them. It's you just Google Novant integrative medicine, but for us, it's 336-277-6009. 336-277-6009. And do you have any questions for me? You can do that. I think that. Did anyone have any questions? I thought there were questions in the chat, but there actually weren't. It was chit chat or about the Zoom. So.
Yeah, if you can send me the Zoom links, that would be awesome. And we can add those to that page and our information about your classes. Are they all via Zoom right now? You're not doing anything?
They are. Oh, that's
person?
What I was saying. We're looking, we got the okay from the director of the Derek L. Davis to come back we're still using the 6 feet guidelines and masks. Of course, we have not quite 1,000 square foot room here in Kimmel Park. They are the Muscles in Motion group. If any of you are joining those, that's fantastic. We actually have someone who's reorganizing coming from Charlotte. And from my understanding, we're getting a room for all these classes, and yoga will be put in there also. That's more towards September, but we still have the yoga and still have the Muscles in Motion. And ask your nurse navigator about those. And for now, we might be able to use the room here in Kimmel Park until the nicer room, not nicer room, the actual room for those classes. They're all nice. Opens around September. But we're still sorting it out. So now we have to get the okay from the person who runs this building to have classes. There's levels. There's rules. And so we're sorting them out. But right now it's absolutely on Zoom, and hopefully we'll be back in person soon.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Angela. This was so wonderful, and it's so wonderful just to relax in the middle of the day. So I know,
rest and digest.
That's right. But now
we're supposed to eat lunch, not at our desk in a hurry. You're supposed to eat lunch and go lay down, rest and digest for like 5 minutes.
That's right.
Right.
So we appreciate you doing this with us today. And tomorrow we look forward to having a presentation by the Wake Forest Baptist Healthcare team, and they will be focusing on loneliness and isolation. So join us tomorrow. It starts at 6 o'clock. You can use the same link that you used today, and we will learn how cancer and COVID-19 created the perfect storm, which has caused a lot of isolation and loneliness. So we'll talk about ways to combat those and have a great session tomorrow from the Wake Forest Baptist Health Group. Thank you again, Angela. This was wonderful. If you have not submitted your photo to me yet, please do that, and you can get instructions and information about that either in your backpack that we gave you or on our Survivors Week page on our website. So everybody take care and breathe.
And thank you, Cancer Services. Y'all do such wonderful things.
Oh, thank you. And